If you've been in the chess world for any length of time, then you're probably familiar with our game that we're going to look at today. This is the 18th best move of all time. This game is called the Evergreen Game. Like I said, it's arguably this and the Opera House Massacre are probably two of the games that I consider maybe to be the most famous game. So we're going to take a look at it today. It's played by Anderssen versus Dufresne in 1852. And as I often say, back in the day, they knew how to attack and how to play chess. So this lives up to the hype. This is a crazy game where you can sort of see the pieces are sort of discombobulated. White's not taking this bishop, even though I think he could have earlier. Black is doing, this is a solid position by Black. You can see from the evaluation bar that White's winning by a little bit, but not by much. Mistake by Black here, but it's not. And then, so Black is going sideways here, but then White gives it back with a knight sack because let's sack it, baby. Let's do it. So Black takes the sacrifice, and then obviously this open file looks like it's a problem. And White could take advantage of it right now, but Black's turn, and now White could take advantage of this pin and this open line, but instead goes rook from A to D1. Now, a lot of people consider that to be the most amazing move because it's not an attacking move. It's very quiet. It leaves open lots of attacks by Black, and I think in the game Anderssen said that this is like a trap. So there are potentially good ways out of this, further analysis. Now that we have our super powerful computers, can tell us that that's not actually the best move, and you can tell because it goes to a draw. It goes to 0.0 in the evaluation bar. But at the time, it was an amazing move. But it's not the move that I'm focusing on in this game because it wasn't really that. It wasn't a decisive move, which I'd like to have at least decisive moves. So the trap here that White has set is that Black can take the knight on F3, and it looks like it's a free knight, right? It can't be taken back because this pin on the pawn. So, Black gets to keep this knight. But as you can tell from the evaluation bar, it ain't so free. And White is able to figure out the correct series of moves and had this planned because this was a trap that he set. So he continues on. Now he takes with a check. And then in the game, Black takes with the knight and then resigns because I guess he calculated what was coming and didn't like it. You can see the mate in 4, and this is actually the move. So in this position, what does White do to take advantage and to start this continuation of mate in 4? Given where all the pieces are on the board, and given that if that's queen takes on G2 is checkmate, that White has to do some forcing moves. So in terms of a tactical puzzle, this is actually relatively easy, I think, to solve. But again, as we said many times, in real chess games, there's no evaluation bar. There is, you don't know that a puzzle or that a solvable position is about to occur, so you have to figure that out for yourself. So what does White do here to take home the bacon? Whoopsie, went too far. Don't look. Okay, so this is the right position. So rook, pin, queen takes, and knight takes back. Okay, there we go. Sorry. What does White do in this position? You solved it by now, maybe, if you didn't before. The fabulous queen takes on D7. That move is what we're going to call our 18th greatest move of all time. A nice queen sack to bring the king back off his rank, right? Because if king tries to run, he obviously gets mated with the bishop. So what does the king do? He says, okay, I'll take it. Now, White follow-up. I think it was 2 videos ago where we saw the power of a double attack. We're going to see that again. What's the move? Bishop to F5, the double attack. So, because both pieces that are attacking the king can be taken. This bishop can be taken, this rook can be taken by the queen, but since it's both of them at the same time, the king has to move. The king cannot move to that square because of the bishop. The king can't move there because of the rook. And there's no way to block a double check. He can move to that square, whatever square that is, c6. But then he would get mated with that, right? Yeah, which is similar to a mate that we saw a couple videos ago. But so in the game, or no, so that would be a mate. So otherwise, he can go back here, and it's actually the same move. This bishop to d7 is going to be the answer no matter where. If king goes back here, it's still going to be a mate with, let's see here, with the bishop. So the bishop comes in for checkmate either way, and if black goes there, it's the same checkmate. So that's why in the position earlier, in this position, black resigned because he saw the mate in 4. So an interesting line here is if we go back to this position, or if we go back here, so this mate in 4 starts with knight taking on e7. So let's examine what happens if the king tries to run. I think this is, because this is what you have to calculate in a real game, right? Is you have to calculate not only what you want the person to do, but you have to figure out what if they do something else. So the fun sacrifice here is rook takes anyway, and then if king takes rook, then you end up with a similar attack from before, the double attack, and you get mated. So then king goes over in the corner, and then this would be a move by itself is the rook sack on d8. How nice is that? Like, it can be taken 3 different ways. It doesn't matter, because if rook takes, then now you can pick up the queen because this rook was keeping the pin down. If you take with a knight, then another very nice sacrifice. See if you can see what this checkmate is. You can see it's mate in 3. This one's nasty too. If you don't see it, boom. Again, the same. This double check from the bishop and the rook just keeps coming back. So the king absolutely has to take, and then now the double check, and you have to step there, and then the same bishop, because this bishop cuts off that diagonal. And then the last option from this little side quest is if you take back with the king, then I think you win with like this. Yeah, bishop to e4, because the check is in place, and so queen could take, and then queen could take back. White's going to win. Or if he tries to continue running, then you see it's a mate in 5. And this one took me a while. I looked at this beforehand. And the interesting one is that the mate in 5 just starts by taking the queen. Like, black has all these pieces, has lots of moves with either rook, theoretically, this bishop, and there's just nothing to do. So mate is coming soon with this bishop, so black can actually sack a couple pieces. He can check. And then when it's all said and done, he's just going to get mated. And you can block again. Mate. So yeah, very nice game. The Evergreen Game, it's called that because I think Morphe called it an Evergreen Game at some point in his analysis discussion of it, and that name just sort of stuck. Lots of cool moves, old school type attacking style, which is always fun. So that is our 18th greatest move of all time. Thanks for watching.